expanding my horizons is into not only nature photography, but abstract photography, structures, different, not more interesting, because there's nothing more interesting than taking nature pictures. Ray's helping me with my new website. Thank you, Ray. And I have an existing website. You can go to it. There's business cards on the tables. But we're working on a brand new website to bring the best and the greatest to that website. You have any questions, anybody?
I do.
Yes?
So you say that you see the picture, right?
Yes.
And then you take that picture. But it seems like you are able to capture incredible expression in the eyes of these animals. It's almost like you could wait there for like an hour.
Well, when I see those animals, I make all kinds of funny faces at them. I go, hey, and then they react to that. No, I'm just kidding. Believe it or not, and that's another good. Thank you for that question. Am I up close? We get really close to lions in Africa. You get really close to some wildlife in Africa. The trick is you're in a Jeep and it's open. But you don't stand up, and you don't move, and you don't make sudden movements, and you don't decide that you have to go to the bathroom at that point, because otherwise you'll be eaten by a lion. So a lot of it is patience. Now, the ones out in the lobby area of and then somebody asked me, what's your favorite picture? So it's like, do I have a favorite son?
Steve, I have. Steve.
I guess he's not the one.
That's my question. You got in trouble, President.
I don't really have a favorite picture, but I guess I do, because the bison in the snow is really, it got an honorable mention from a National Geographic photographer. I was in the ground, in the snow, leaning against a fence post, waiting for that bison to move and do something, because most of the time he had his head down. And I just stood there, like I said, buried in the snow, leaning against this post, waiting and waiting and waiting, until he picked his head up, and then I took the picture. So I saw the
Wow.
picture, and it turned out to be a beautiful picture, I think. And yeah.
This is more of a photography-specific question. Do you bracket stuff with the aperture and the exposure and then shutter speed, and then just pick out the one that's the best in the middle somewhere?
Absolutely not.
No, there's a million of them, and then just pick out the one that's the best.
Now,
You sit there and
I don't consider myself a photographer. I consider myself an amateur. I know, look around the room and see the pictures, and they're beautiful. I have the magic eye, really.
Yeah.
I would love, and I go to Flamingo Gardens Camera Club, and there's Lorenzo, the instructor, and I hate to tell you in front of him that I shoot on automatic 99% of the time.
I know that.
But I get the picture. So, how do you argue
So
that?
just one shot, that's it? Nothing? Bang. Wow.
Fellow has a question right there.
He has a question.
Yes, sir.
Where did you take the tigers?
That was in India. And the trick to going to India to take pictures of tigers is you gotta go in the summertime. And the summer is about 114 degrees outside. So the trick is they know that the tigers have to go out and drink water at certain times of the day.
Were you sweating?
Honey, were we sweating? We were not only sweating, when the tigers come that close to you, you get a little nervous too. So yes.
So during these expeditions, are you by yourself, or are you with your wife, or she's actually?
I try to put her in front of me when the lions are approaching. It always who runs the fastest. Most of the time it's her and I with the group. We don't travel alone in backpack. I know Sylvia from Camera Club, and she'll backpack through. So if she gets eaten by a mountain lion, I guess that's it, I'm still too young for that.
I have a question. Looks like most of the animals are kind of posing for you, except that one. That's saying our picture.
He got-
What's the story about that?
chimpanzees in the Kabale National Forest. So, you go, in the morning is much better because they're on the ground as opposed to the afternoon. This guy was sitting there, I got a lot of pictures of him, and at one point, it actually looked like, okay, that was enough. Because there was all kinds of different expressions he had, it was all different moments, but when he picked that hand up,
I love it.
it was like, that was the moment in time. And so that's why I named it No Pictures, Please. And I was on those two pictures displayed during Art Week down at Miami-Dade Heritage Trust as part of Art for Apes Foundation. And those two won, they didn't win, but they won to get entered, because you can't just enter pictures. So it's quite, actually the other one too, with the baby silverback gorilla. That baby, and I found out this afterwards, that baby is an orphan baby. Now, most of the time, a male silverback will not take to orphan babies. This one did. So that makes it amazing. It would have been a whole different scene if it wasn't. But he was leaning against a tree, and I was sitting there watching him take all kinds of pictures, and this other baby came swinging down, wound up on his lap, and I got about 4 or 5 of them, you know, with different expressions, but that one where it actually looks like he's kissing the baby, it came out amazing. So, that's how I got that one. So you do need patience when you go out in the wild. It's Mother Nature, it's elements, it's a lot of sweating,
That's it.
it's a lot of freezing, it's a lot of different mixed emotions when you're on these trips and you see these amazing things around the world. I mean, it's always good to come home, but it's always good to leave. I got a gift. I got lots of gifts. We have our little raffle. I'm gonna raffle off stuff. And what else? That's it.
Okay. Where's Marcella?